Every story has a starting point, and this is where it all began. Hello everyone, this is Mega Man NG and I welcome you guys to the first ever TMNT reviews for Season 1. You guys have requested me to do this ever since I did my Tales of the TMNT series finale, Raphael Mutant Apocalypse. And yes, I reviewed every single one of it. By this point, the series is finished, and with the 2018 series coming next year, you guys have been telling me I should review the previous episodes, or rather the first 3 seasons. You got your wish. Every Sunday, you're going to be seeing either 1 or 2 episode reviews from me from the earlier seasons. I'll be doing this until all the way to the end of Season 3, and that'll pretty much it. And that way, everything will come full circle. I want to get something out of the way first before we continue. I have never watched the earlier seasons, so my reviews for these are pretty much going to not only be opinionated, but also based on what I've seen. And trust me, what I've seen is pretty good so far. This week we're going to be talking about the first 2 episodes, or rather the season premiere, or rather the series premiere, Rise of the Turtles. I'll be providing a summary, as well as some things that I kind of found interesting. Okay, let us begin. Deep within the sewers of New York City, 4 anthropomorphic turtles train and spar to prove themselves in battle. Having reached the age of 15, they get permission from their father, Master Splinter, to go to the surface. When they reach up above, they spot trouble. But after a rescue goes bad, they're ordered by Splinter to rescue them. But as they do so, they will encounter a force that is simply out of this world. Yeah, not much of a summary because remember, I am reviewing both episodes, so I hope you guys can cut me a bit of slack. This is where it all began, and this is a completely different departure compared to the 2003 series that ended in 2009. Before I continue, yeah, I did watch the 2003 series, and it was very faithful to the comics. Now, we're following a different universe, same set of turtles, but completely different, and a completely different storyline. And yeah, it was around 3 years after Nickelodeon obtaining the rights for the TMNT, after the 4Kids show came to an end in 2009. What made it worse is that 4Kids couldn't air the 2003 series anymore, and it was at the point where 4Kids would slowly be a shadow of what they once were before dying off, declaring bankruptcy, and then turn into 4 Licensing, where they licensed sports equipment. So, now we are on a new network, new series, new everything. The first 2 episodes are where it all began. It gave us very good introductions to the TMNT, the 4 turtles, Splinter, April O'Neil, as well as her father Kirby, the Shredder, who appears at the end of the second part but won't be making a full appearance till later, and the Kraang. Now, where do I begin with this? Both parts are actually pretty fun. They're pretty fun to watch, pretty interesting to look back on, and since this is my first time watching it, I'm pretty amazed how they're able to do this. They capture the TMNT feel really well. They really did, and I really enjoyed it big time. Part 1 was the first part of the 2-parter. There were a lot of good stuff about it. There was some very good action. Mikey is on point with the humor. The humor is pretty much all over the place, and I'm just going to say it here. Mikey's pretty much the comedic side of things. And yeah, each of the turtles are very differently. Leonardo's the leader, Raphael's the rude one, Donnie's the brains, and Mikey is the party animal, as well as the jokester and comedian. There was a little bit of a small origin regarding Splinter and the Turtles, and interestingly enough, Splinter was actually human named Hamato Yoshi. Just like in the 87 series, Splinter becomes a rat, and in the same way, the Turtles become human. Very fitting. Very fitting because it pays tribute to much of TMNT that really did surprise and amaze me. I really liked it. Although in regards to the origin story, it wouldn't be expanded upon until Season 5's episode Lone Rat and Cubs, and I already made a review about that, and I loved it. But yeah, the humor is on point, the action's on point, but you can obviously tell that the Turtles are not used to working together. They work individually, but not as a team, and you see it happen throughout their fight against some weird guys in suits. guys in black suits with glasses and or in some cases, really weird faces. Not to mention we get a proper introduction of the Kraang. And the Kraang are just very menacing. And the way how they speak is just bizarre. And it's fitting. Because the Kraang are similar to that of the Utroms from the Mirage comics in the 2003 series, where they're pretty much like brains with faces on it, but they use robotic bodies so that way they can be able to move around. However, here the Kraang are evil. And why are they kidnapping a young father and his daughter? I don't know for certain. Been kidnapping scientists, which pretty much led to part 2 being an intense rescue mission. And the rescue mission went a bit well, except for the fact that even though they saved April, they couldn't save her dad. At least it's ended on a bit of a hopeful note. Not to mention the Turtles had an epic showdown with not just the Kraang, but also Snakeweed. Yeah, he was a human named Snake who got exposed to mutagen and turned into this plant monster. And he was deadly. He was a deadly force to be reckoned with. Too bad the Turtles kicked his butt, but we haven't seen the last of him. Overall, the two-parter was very solid. It was a very, very good way to start things off. Helps sets the show up nicely with the introduction of characters, the setting, the villains, the action, the humor, everything. What I also noticed is that the voice acting is pretty top-notch. They delivered a handful of good voice actors. And I'll list them here in case you guys didn't know. Leo, especially in the early seasons, he is voiced by Jason Briggs. It isn't until season 2 where he will be replaced by Dominic Catrambone. Before then, he would be replaced by Seth Green in season 3 onwards. I heard there were rumors that an incident happened with Jason Briggs and then he would end up being replaced. They had to get a temporary in eventually until season 3 began, and then Seth Green would follow things up for the rest of the series. And it would be that way till the end of season 5. Mikey is voiced by Greg Sipes, and Greg Sipes really nailed Mikey to a T. What I also noticed, interestingly enough, is that Mikey has more than one weapon. He's actually one of the few Turtles that has more than one weapon. In this series, he not only has his nunchucks, but he also has a Kusarigama, or a chain sickle, as he used as a secondary weapon to basically strike one of the enemies they fought in the episode, which brought us the introduction of the Kraang and their robotic bodies. Don is voiced by Rob Paulsen. As you all know, he is also the same voice actor of Raphael in the 87 TMNT cartoon. And it's interesting seeing him portray a different turtle. I'm a bit skeptical, but I've already seen how Don is portrayed and handled in season 4 onwards, and he's very good. Rob Paulsen is a legendary voice actor, and he delivered Don to a T, just like he did with Raph and many other roles. And knowing how I'm going to be watching the rest of this, it's going to be very interesting. Raph is voiced by Sean Astin, and Sean Astin captured Raph's anger, emotion, and flair. It's just awesome. He is hard-headed, in a way. Hard-headed, impulsive. He's basically the rude one, if you want to put it that way. Master Splinter in this series, or Hamato Yoshi, is voiced by Hoon Lee, and he captures that feel. I've already mentioned my feelings on Splinter when I reviewed in Season 4. Remember, this is the early seasons, and we're going to be getting to know Splinter a lot more. We even get a flashback of how Splinter lost everything, and the revelation that Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki were pretty much rivals. Or rather, in a way, they were once friends, before love decided to get in the way and split them apart. Similar to that of the Mirage comics, and like the Mirage comics, how Oroku Nagi and Hamato Yoshi were fighting for Tang Shen's affection. Hamato won, Oroku Nagi wasn't happy with it, and you can pretty much guess how that went. Shredder does make an appearance in the end of part 2, and he is voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, and he delivered on that to a T. Yeah, the same guy who did Shredder in the 2012 cartoon also did the 87 Shredder in the crossover. Just wanted to let you know that. I just want to let you know that because it kind of made me feel a bit intrigued. And yeah, that'll pretty much be it for this review. Overall, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. It is a great start to the series. These two parts, a great start that provides a strong introduction, strong action, strong humor. A bit of references here and there, but overall, a great way to start the first season. And like I said, I will be reviewing each of these once a week on Sunday. Sometimes you'll get one episode review, and other times you're going to be getting two. And if you guys want to see more of this, please show your support. Next week, I'll be reviewing the third episode, so look forward to that, as well as episode 4 if I ever get the time. So that'll be it for this TMNT Season 1 episode review. I hope you enjoyed it. This is actually my first time doing this because I got into doing these reviews at Season 4. So this will be my first attempt at reviewing all the other episodes. Once they're all taken care of, then we come full circle. So cut me a bit of slack, okay? As always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me. If you are subscribed, please be sure to click on the bell to be notified of all uploads, so that way you don't forget. And yeah, if you want to keep on supporting me, you want to see me continue to do videos, support me on Patreon. Unlike most others, I do care for every single one of you. You guys mean a lot to me. And I still want to thank you all for making the Tales of the TMNT series finale my best work yet. And I hope that one day I can top it. Alright, that's pretty much it. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. See you guys next week. Booyakasha!